Hello everyone, I'm Janelle, but you can just call me Jelly. Today I'm doing something a little different. I am doing my first undecorate and clean video. So the first thing I like to do is take down all of the decor and take this opportunity to just wipe off this shelf all nice. We're kind of doing like a little living room spring clean reset. And you can see here I have all of my St. Patrick's Day decor. So I'm just going to take it all and gather it. I usually put it on my coffee table just so I have it all together. Also, I will wipe off this surface. I call it my living room dresser. I actually got this furniture piece. It came with my house. The lady that I bought the house from left it here for me, and it just like fits perfectly in this spot, and it's really fun to decorate this area with a little shelf above it. So just gonna give the table runner a quick vacuum because I had some like flocked trees on it, and then I'm gonna fold it up and add it to the pile. I also had like winter decor as well before the St. Patrick's Day stuff, so I kind of like threw all of the winter stuff in the St. Patrick's Day bin when I put St. Patrick's Day up. So you're gonna see me sort out the two different holidays and make their own bins in this video and how I pack everything away. So moving on to the next spot in the living room, I have this tier tray from Hobby Lobby. And it's a really nice way to take all my small stuff and display it. Like I have that little ceramic jar. I also get like little things from the Target dollar spot. So again, I'm just taking everything down and gathering it all into one spot in my living room so then I can put it all away. And this is the second shelf on this piece of furniture I have in my living room. It's from Kirkland's. I have a lot of stuff from Kirkland's. So with this like little rebrand of my channel from Jelly Crossing, playing Animal Crossing, to just Jelly, I'm really excited that I can share this kind of content. I've always wanted to share like my home decor. I have this like lamp in the corner, and I usually put a gnome on the second shelf, so I couldn't resist putting my little Easter gnome right back, also giving it a little dust off. So speaking of dusting and cleaning and undecorating, this is my end table. And they actually were garbage picked. I don't really like the look of them. They're more like mid-century mod kind of style, and I'm kind of like a modern farmhouse kind of girly. And I have pretty neutral furniture and the perfect grayish, so I can change out my seasonal decor and it'll still match with everything. And I'll put a placemat on top of this end table because I don't like it. And just give it all a good dusting, give the lamp a good dusting as I'm switching out the seasonal stuff. So in this video, I'm going to show you how I put everything away in the bins. And I also got a couple new bins, and I've been going around and labeling them. I made a design for labels with my Cricut machine, and I made them with removable vinyl. It was kind of hard to weed out the vinyl, but using the removable vinyl, if I ever want to change the letters in the future, I can just take them off easily. So I had that blue bin, and that's what the St. Patrick's Day stuff was in, and I kind of mixed it with like winter decor. I have like this like black and white buffalo check with like winter snowflakes and like winter floral that I do after Christmas. So I kind of had like a mishmash bin of like winter and St. Patrick's Day. So in this video, you're going to see me sorting it out. And I kind of just wanted to show how I like Tetris everything in the bin and kind of like just show off my seasonal decor a little bit. And I've gotten like really into like fake floral arrangements. So this is all like my green floral that I would have put up for St. Patrick's Day, but I never got to it. So I'm still sorting out some St. Patrick's Day stuff, make sure it's all there and all together. But I actually ended up putting some of the stuff on the floor on like the St. Patrick's Day half of the pile, so I could get the bin actually on the table and get it labeled. I like to do this like black and white buffalo check winter theme in my living room after Christmas. So I'm making a bin just for that. And that way, if I want to use black and white buffalo check for anything else throughout the year, I know that it's going to be in this bin. So I made these labels with my Cricut, and look at it's kind of hard to peel away from the transfer tape because this is the removable vinyl, but I'm just gonna go kind of just a little slow and careful, making sure I don't lose any of the letters. So now that the transfer tape is on top of the letters and then we peeled the backing to the vinyl off, I can stick it onto my new designated winter black and white buffalo check bin and scrape it down with my little scraper and then peel off the transfer tape. And now I have a new labeled winter black and white buffalo check bin, and I can continue to sort out the mishmashed like blue bin. I really wanted to show off in this video and kind of just like explain how I pack everything in the bin so you can fit the most in there and so that it's all together and not going to get like ruined or anything. So I have my silver white winters that melt in the spring. It's just like it was a wood sign from the Target dollar spot, and it kind of inspired the whole like winter black and white buffalo check theme. I start by putting like the flat stuff along the sides. But for now, I was just kind of like emptying this blue bin that I had and still kind of sorting out as I went along. And this is why I'm kind of doing this bin refresh, relabel organization project, because when I run out of space in a bin, I have the St. Patrick's Day stuff. So that came out of that blue one. And when I took down the winter stuff, it went back in the blue one. So today I bought some new bins and labeled them so they each have their own, so I can know exactly where things are. And I have these like sleeves that I like to put around things. I have a lot of Ray Dunn stuff from years ago when that was a thing. This like wax melter from Yankee Candle, I can just put that in like a sleeve, and then I kind of just start that. Because it's heavier, I'll put that in the bottom and just kind of start to stack lighter things around it on top. You can't really see it off to the side, but I have some of these like little garlands for St. Patrick's Day, and they just kind of were getting all tangled up. So what I ended up doing is I put them into little sandwich baggies to kind of keep them just like all together and so they wouldn't get tangled on each other. Same with that like winter pine cone garland. I got it at clearance at Michael's a few years ago. And I didn't use it because I couldn't find it because it was underneath all of these St. Patrick's Day decorations last year. So I'm just filming this video with my iPhone, and it's on a ring light tripod that I got on Amazon. I'll link it in the description. It's in my Amazon storefront. But I wanted to try this. Maybe I'll get a vlog camera sometime in the future, but I just wanted to make this video to see if I could do it and see if I liked it and how it turned out. And let me know if you guys like these kind of videos as well. Oh, there we go. I adjusted the camera to then kind of show the bin. So now that we've gotten to the bottom of the bin, there's a lot of like glitter and stuff in it. So what I end up doing is vacuuming it with my Dyson vacuum to get like some of the glitter out, and then I'll wipe it with Windex and paper towel. So with this new winter bin, I was still kind of just sorting all of the winter stuff, and then I was going to put this to the side. I kind of wanted to continue focusing on the St. Patrick's Day bin. And then I found some more of my winter floral in that plastic bag when I emptied everything out of the closet. So then I just threw the buffalo check tablecloth on there because I'm going to be putting my black and white buffalo check stuff in that bin. So then if I want to use black and white buffalo check for a different season, then I'll know exactly where it is. So going through this whole new bin relabeling process, I was using the same piece of transfer tape and I lost it. So I had to get a new one, and a trick I learned from Mr. Crafty Pants there was just to, if it's a new piece of transfer tape, stick it to your clothes so that it's like not incredibly strong on your letters, because you still need the transfer tape to come off of the top of the letters. So now that I have this bin all emptied and cleaned out, it's kind of like a robin's egg blue, so I'm going to reuse that for spring stuff. Over the years, I've collected so much seasonal stuff that now I need to kind of like keep adding bins. And I'm really excited to actually use my Cricut finally and get around to labeling each bin. And I was finding that I was liking the whole like sandwich baggy idea of keeping things separate, especially things that are like glittery. I'm kind of moving away from buying anything with glitter on it. I used to put things just like in random grocery store plastic bags, but we don't really have those anymore. But I also kind of like how the sandwich baggies are clear and you can see in them. So I have this clear vase that I like to change the filler out for each season. And here's a little hack that I do. I have this empty jar. So what I'm going to do is actually put this filler in it. And it's in the plastic bag, so it won't get the jar all glittery if I wanted to use it for something else in the future. That way you have more space in your bins. So now it's time to pack away all of the St. Patrick's Day stuff in this newly labeled bin. I have the heavy ceramic jar. I kind of start that in like a bottom corner, and then I'll take softer things and kind of stack it around it. I have this other smaller Rae Dunn jar. I found a sleeve for that, and I put that kind of like in the, I just kind of try and balance the heaviness of it. And then I kind of just try and stack some soft things between it to give it a little like cushion. So I'm kind of like using my decor as like bubble wrap, almost like packaging. I don't know. I also ended up putting like, I have this like real fine kind of like lacy tablecloth and some of the other vase fillers and garlands that I also put in the sandwich bags. And it kind of turned out really good to like pad the sides of the Rae Dunn jars. So now that I have the larger items and the heavier items in the bottom, I have a lot of these wood signs. So they fit nicely along the sides there. And I have a lot of these little wood block signs that I love. And they're more of like a solid item that's not going to get squished along the edge of the bin. So I kind of start lining those up along the sides. And here's a little top-down view of how it's coming along. So I had a little pile of stuff that I took off of my tier tray and my shelf over there. So I used another gnome to pad one of the corners, and then I have all these smaller items that now I can kind of stack between things so that they won't get squished. I absolutely love Yankee Candle, and I love all of like the tumblers and the lampshades and the votive vases that they have for each season. So I ended up doing that sandwich baggy thing again, and I put 2 of those like glittery like balls into the middle of the candle holder, so it would kind of like give it some protection. Anytime like you ship a Rae Dunn canister, you're supposed to like pack it full of paper so it has like a little bit of strength inside, I guess. So I ended up doing that with it and made sure like I squished the bin and made sure it wouldn't like break. And I had one more Yankee Candle glass lampshade holder thing. And I had like a piece of, it wasn't a sleeve, but it's just the same material. So I wrapped that around it, and I kind of put a couple more of like the softer decorations in there so stuff won't break or move around. So now that we've reached the top of the bin, this is what I like to do with my garland. I kind of, at the end, will wrap it around the outside of the bin like that. And then I have more of these lighter things to place on top. And then I put that ceramic jar in that little bucket, so it gives that a little protection and it saves room in the bin. And I found this like scarf that like if I wanted to go out on St. Patrick's Day, I could wear. I've had that for years. So I ended up using that as well as kind of like a packing thing. So now for the rest of the floral going back on top, I kind of have it separated into their little arrangements that I've done. If you remember at the beginning of the video, I left that one vase there. I'll kind of just leave it there and change out the floral for each season. And since I have placemats for my end tables, I always put those last on top because they're thin and it kind of pads the top of the bin as well. And I found this other little wooden hanger too. And that is all of the St. Patrick's Day stuff in one bin, all organized. So now it's the next day, And it's time to gather the rest of the winter decor together. These are the wall pockets I was talking about. I love my winter floral arrangement. I have 2 of these wall pockets, one on either side of a mirror, and I got them to look pretty similar. And then I cover my couch pillows with buffalo check pillows as well. And I want to show you how I do this. I actually made this bow and I put a command hook on the wall pocket itself. And when I make the bow, I have like a pipe cleaner around it. So it's kind of just like hooks on there. And then I can change out bows seasonally. And that way I have an excuse to make more bows and use more ribbon. I thought it would look more aesthetic if I just like pulled it all out of the wall pocket while I was still on the wall, but it was a pain. So for this side, I grabbed my custom bow off the little command hook on the pocket and just took the whole thing off the wall. It's so much easier. It's just held up by like one little nail. And I think I'm gonna try and store these arrangements kind of together so I can just put them back in next year. So now for the fun part. Removing the couch pillow covers. I just get, these are 18 by 18 pillow covers from Amazon. They cover my standard couch pillows, these ugly patterns that came with the couch. And my cousin actually told me this trick, just to buy pillow covers on Amazon. That way, instead of buying a million throw pillows, just buy the pillow covers. That way you can store more of them and have more different designs for each season. After a whole bunch of uses, sometimes the zippers will break, or like the around the zipper, like the sides will kind of tear. But then when I put it on the couch, I just put that side down. I've gotten so many uses out of this that I think it's definitely worth the price. There's a local home decor store that we have, and they give you these buffalo check bags sometimes. So I was like, oh, I could use them for my buffalo check bin. And I try and stuff like the floral together in one end so it all stays together and doesn't stick to other things, but it didn't really fit on there. So I just went and I grabbed some tissue paper and wrapped it around it. And I'm just going to add it to that big bag of other winter floral that I had found. I'm going to put a sticky note at the top of the bin saying that there's this bag of floral. And for some reason, the last part of this video where I'm packaging all of this rest of this stuff up sounded like really cool when it was sped up. So I didn't mute the audio there. I really do use this coffee table in the middle of my living room like a workspace whenever I decorate. It's kind of just like the center of everything. So I just went through again and vacuumed up all of the little silky things that come off of the floral and any like flock that comes off too, just as I was going to start doing some space bagging stuff. Ever since seeing them on TV, the little infomercials as a kid, I've loved space bags. I've always wanted them. And now that I have like so many seasonal blankets and bedding and pillow covers, they're super great. So I was trying to find some on Amazon to link them in my Amazon storefront, but there really wasn't many options. I do have luck with finding them at Lowe's. So these are the Ziploc space bag. Ziploc bought out the space bag. And there's also a Hefty brand version, like, you know, like the Hefty garbage bag brand. Those ones are not good. Do not buy those. And there is the Room Essentials one I have from Target. I don't know if they still have those, but the Room Essential ones from Target do work pretty well. So what I like to do when I space bag is I will start it on, like, there's 2 speed settings to my Dyson vacuum. There's that little button on the back that makes it go turbo. So I'll kind of just vacuum out a little bit and I'll like smush it out to get the air kind of distributed. And then I'll, you know, just flip it around and stuff. And then once I have it kind of like in the shape that I want, that feels like it's going to get it the flattest, I'll do like that whole turbo little suction to get the rest of the air out to be as flat as possible. And then I ended up even being able to put it just like alongside of all the other stuff in this winter bin. So that worked out pretty good. So, and then if I want to use this blanket and pillow covers, I know that they're in the newly labeled black and white buffalo check bin again. So as this video comes to the end, I just want to thank you so much for watching this whole thing. I really enjoyed doing this. I actually tried to make another video the same way with my iPhone, and for some reason it didn't record. So hopefully I can do something like this again in the future once I get that figured out. I have like all my Easter decor up now, and when I take it down and turn it into either like a neutral, like my everyday bin decor, or sometimes I just go right to like patriotic stuff, red, white, and blue, because Memorial Day, and then that way I don't have to really do anything else the entire summer. So then it can be from like Memorial Day till 4th of July, and then we go away for a week, and then we have concerts, and then all of a sudden it's August, and we all want to put out our fall stuff. Pumpkin spice season. So thank you again so much for watching this video. I really, really appreciate it. Look for more of this in the future. Make sure you like and subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one, you guys. Thank you so much.